Hi, everybody. Today we're going to be starting chapter 6, and we're going to be talking about our first lesson, which is 6.1% and decimals. Okay, so to start off with, you should make sure you have your math composition notebook out, a writing utensil, and remember that everything that is on my screen, you should be writing down in your math composition notebook. So let's make sure we're taking nice, neat, organized notes. Okay, let's write the learning target to start. Our learning target is I will be able to convert between percents and decimals. So today we're going to talk about how do we turn a percent into a decimal and how do we turn a decimal into a percent. So let's begin first with writing percents as decimals. So I want you to write down this key idea. So you should probably pause it right now so you can write this idea down. So it says remove the percent symbol. So that's going to be the first thing you need to do. The second thing you need to do is divide by 100 or just move the decimal point 2 places to the left. Okay? So what we're going to do, here's an example, 23%. You remove the percentage sign, okay? And then you move the decimal point to the left, and then you place it there. So let's say we have 43%. What I would do, my first step, I remove the decimal point. I remove the percentage sign. Okay? Then, if it's a whole number, remember the decimal point's always going to be here. Okay? It's always going to be after that whole number. So then you want to move it to the left 2 times. So you're going to go to the left, and then stick it there. So your answer now is going to be 0.43. Okay? So let's jump ahead and look at some examples. So example 1, write 52% as a decimal. Well, first thing you need to do is take away the percentage symbol. Then you're going to write the decimal point right here after the 2. We always put it after the last number of the whole number. Then we got to go to the left, and we're going to stick it right there, which that is going to equal 0.52. All right, so that is 52 as a decimal. Also, up here, you probably read you could divide it by 100. So in your calculator, if you type in your calculator 52 divided by 100, you will also get 0.52. So either way works. Okay, write 7% as a decimal. So write 7, take away the percent symbol, decimal point goes here. Then we got to go to the left, there's no number here. There's no number. So what do you think we would put there? So if you bump into that where there's no number there, but the decimal point's supposed to be over there, you fill the gap with a 0. So that's going to be 0.07. And if you want to check your work, remember, you can always do 7 divided by 100 like our rule up there says. And if you do 7 divided by 100 in your calculator, you get 0.07, which I know is correct. Okay, now let's talk about writing decimals as percent. So this is the opposite. So as you might imagine, you're going to literally do the opposite. So in order to write decimals as percents, you are going to multiply by 100. So remember, the other one was divide by 100. So we're going to multiply by 100 or just move the decimal point 2 places to the right. So now we're going to go to the right. Then, of course, add a percent symbol. So as you can see here, you have 0.36. You move the decimal point to the right, and then it becomes 36%. Okay, let's try some of these. So it says write 0.47 as a percent. Let's write it. Okay, so we're going to go, remember, if we're changing it to a percent, we're going to go to the right. The percent symbol goes after the 7, which is going to mean it's 47%. If we want to check our work, we can do the other rule, which is 0.47 times 100. In our calculator, 0.47 times 100, and that equals 47. So I know it is, in fact, 47%. Okay, let's do number B, 0.663. Okay, here we go. Go to the decimal point, put your pencil there, and then we're going to go to the right, and stick the decimal point right there. So this is going to be 66.3%. And if we want to check to make sure we're right, we're going to write 0.663 times 100. In our calculator, 0.663 times 100. And I get 66.3, which that is what I want. So I know it is correct. Okay. Now let's write 1.8 as a percent. So I'm going to write 1.8. Then I'm going to go to the decimal point, put my pencil on it, and then I'm going to go to the right, to the right. Wait, it happened again. There's no number there. So what are we going to put there? We're going to put a 0. Okay. So that turns into 180%. All right. If we want to check it, we're going to go 1.8 times 100 equals, and we're going to go 1.8 times 100 in our calculator. And that does, in fact, equal 180%. So we know we're correct. And then finally, 0.009. Go to the decimal point, to the right, and that is going to equal. So you notice that there's a bunch of zeros. So 0.9. Okay, you don't have to write all those zeros. So we can just simplify it, just write one of them. Okay, so it's 0.9. The most important thing is that you know where the decimal point is, okay, that it's in the right place. But besides that, you don't need 3 zeros in front of it. 1 zero will do the trick, okay? And then if you want to check your work, go 0.009 times 100 and 0.009 times 100. And that's going to be 0.9%. So we know we're correct. Okay, so remember, if you're going from decimals to percents, you multiply by 100 or you move it to the right, If you are going from percents to decimals, you do the opposite and you divide by 100 or you go to the left, So those are our rules. So finally, let's just look at an application problem. So it says, on a math test, you get 92 out of a possible 100 points. That's a great score. Which of the following is not another way of expressing 92 out of 100? So think about a test. How would I write this on your paper? I would probably write it as 92 over 100, okay? So if I want to see if A works, what I need to do is I need to reduce this fraction, okay? So I'm going to go 92 over 100. Well, what could I divide by? I know I could divide by 2 to begin with because they're both even. So let's do that. 92 divided by 2 is going to give me 46. And then 100 divided by 2 is 50. Well, they're both even again, which means I can divide by 2 again. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to get 46 divided by 2. That's going to give me 23 over 25. So A is a way, okay? So it is a way of expressing 92 out of 100. It's just a simplified version. So A is good. We check mark it. B, 92%. Well, 92%, let's think about this. Remember, we talked about this in chapter 5, but if it's 92 over 100, one way you can do it, in your calculator, just type 92 divided by 100, okay? You get 0.92 when you do that. So I know D is good. D is a way of expressing it. So then think about our rules. If we want to turn 0.92 into a percent, we need to either multiply it by 100 or move the decimal point to the right, So let's do that. To the right. That is going to equal 92%, which means B is in fact a way. 17 over 20. Let's think about that. So I could actually use my ratios to see if this one would work. And what would we need to multiply 20 by to get 100? We would need to multiply it by 5, which means if we multiply 17 by 5, we should get 92. 17 times 5, and we do not. We get 85, okay? Therefore, that is not a way of expressing 92 out of 100. So B, oh no, I circled the wrong one. So C is not a way of expressing it. A, B, and D, they all work, but C does not. Okay, so that is converting from percents to decimals and decimals to percents. Make sure you have all these notes down in your notebook, and then we will be working on the big ideas assignment soon. Thanks for watching.